Why do these people, Melody, keep contacting you about that ooga booga? That ooga booga wooga wooga.
Absolutely. Y'all stop tagging me and Martell and his concubine's photo. I don't want nothing to do with neither one of them. God told me to exit that marriage. He also told me to exit Love and Marriage Huntsville.
I mean, that girl is a hood booger, Melody. She's not on your level. She's not pretty. Okay, I can't even look at the photo without blinking a whole bunch of times. Okay? Be done lost my damn eyesight trying to look at that hamster face looking heifer.
All I got to say is God bless her. You know, 'cause she been on that bench for all those years.
It's been over damn 10 years. Like, goddamn, how dumb are you? But then again, Martell still ain't passed the damn builder's license test, so they both slow. Okay?
Ah, heifer, shut up, you and your damn mammy. You just jealous of that picture of Arionne Martell. You jealous, heifer. You want to be my son's wife again, don't you? Okay, I wish you would be his wife again. Okay, and focus on passing the damn builder's license test for my boy. Okay?
Absolutely not, Miss Marlene. I will not be passing any tests. I am so happy and elated to be out of that burning house. Okay, he is Arionne's problem now.
You need to tell your ignorant son to pass his own damn test. Why don't you pass the damn test? Always trying to tell my daughter what to do.
Absolutely. She's crazy, Mama. Ow. Listen, we are back. Make sure you like this video as you are coming in. Make sure you like it. Thank you. What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New. And honey, I am back in the building. Listen, what is going on? We got my girl, Miss Melody Cherie. She is out here telling the people to stop tagging her in Martell and Arionne's posts. She don't want nothing to do with them. I think that Martell, especially after Melody left him, I believe he felt a way about that, of course, right? That's why he constantly, honey, he tries to pick fights with her. He has taken our girl, honey, back and forth to court over the cheering. Okay? It's a mess, but yeah, I knew that people would begin to be on some, oh, well, maybe, he's trying to make Melody jealous. Honey, that ship has sailed, okay? And it has failed. Melody ain't think about that raggedy nigga no more, okay? He had his chance. He had his turn, okay? And, he made a choice, okay? And his choice is down to the first floor. So let him, choose that. Well, he technically and really ain't chose Arionne. She just hanging on and holding on. Because I guarantee you, he'll probably end up getting married one day because of how it looks. Not because he really loves and values marriage, right? But some idiot will end up marrying him, and Arionne will have issues with that woman, okay? Because she will always have resentment for the fact that he never married her. Okay? And Arionne thinks that we have forgotten about her coming down to the internet saying that, Martell dating other women has really affected her mental health. And remember, she was crashing out when he was over there with Sheree. And then we heard her, on audio telling Yolanda that, Martell need to get his stuff together or she's making an exit out. And it's like, girl, it's not giving. It's not giving. It's giving that you feel like Martell is the prize in this situationship. I can't call it a relationship. It's a situationship. Okay? And girl, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Not after all this time, honey. Okay? So let's see what the people think about this. One person says Melody meant the divorce. So she does not care about what or whomever Martell is with. It's over and it's done. Yep, it's up and it's stuck, honey. Okay? That part of Melody's life about Martell is closed. Okay? The door is closed.
Absolutely. I'm not taking that hood booger back ever.
He'll hood booger, and he'll need to stay over there with his concubine. Okay, so another person is questioning why, some content creators would send this photo, I guess, to Melody. One person says, why is a damn good question. Melody has been divorced for over 5 years. She is no longer his wife and they aren't friends. So why send a pic of her ex with the whore that helped ruin her marriage? Another person says because Martell is not over Melody. Martell has done everything to try to destroy Melody, but now that he knows he can't bother her anymore, child, I can't make out what the rest of what the person is saying. Honey, can we go to summer school to write these goddamn sentences? Look, you wrote the sentence and you can't remember the goddamn words. Like, get this ghetto shit out of here, okay? But I guess what the person is saying, these two clowns, they just wanted Melody's attention. Yeah, they do. They do. They will always want her attention. And I told y'all that their connection is not really strong, unless another woman is in the picture. So since Melody left, Martell, he'll find another woman to start dating, because he, dated Belinda, dated Sheree. They wasn't even really dating, but, she needed a storyline. And y'all know that Sheree specializes in dating down to the first floor, honey. Okay, Tyrone, anyone? Okay. It's a mess. Another person says Melody is done with the nonsense. He's doing this because he don't have a storyline. And I told y'all, he go try to get her up on that show. And that will be on him and Carlos, because they want this girl on the show. Remember, she's the whole damn restaurant. And I say lies. I say she the drive-through, okay? So the person says, who cares? Leave her alone. They are both bums. That's an old photo. He's seen her TikTok and all the money she made. Another person says, why does this girl still have braces? Yeah, I mean, well, when you're not human, you will have to wear them for, for a long amount of time. Okay, when you're not human. I told y'all. But yeah, so another person, it sounds like they criticizing Melody, talking about the live that Melody did. She is implying, without directly stating, that if you review the show, she will no longer offer her support. Goodbye, Melody. People have profits to make. She will be missed, but the content of Lovemere and Huntsville must continue for those that want to review it. Most of us are gonna review it and drag. Okay, go do what we need to do. So somebody shoots back. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, look. Oh shit. Something don't look right. Miss Robinson gonna have to get in this shit. What he saying, Poetic Justice? Just call me Cut and Pete. Cut and Pete. Y'all go on over there and get y'all something to eat, okay? But, so somebody says, and that's fine, but the ones who are diehard mellometers, supposedly, it is crazy how they still want to review a show that she pitched and is no longer on because of toxic people and an ex-husband who plotted out to get revenge pee on her. So, yeah, have at it. She'll be unsubscribing. Simple. So another person says that is not what she said. She said just don't tag her in the trash. Yeah, I think that she just don't want to be, tagged in the trash. She said she would still support them, but she doesn't want that in her algorithm. And I don't blame Melody. Okay, because, child, it's been a long time coming, getting away from these demons. Okay, they follow her everywhere. It was enough goddamn monitoring spirits on the show, from Latifah, the copy and paste queen. You got Destiny. She wanted to be back up in Melody's face, and then if she didn't get what she wanted from Melody, she wanted to sink her, which is what she did down to the reunion, trying to imply that Melody gave fellatio in front of the comeback group. Okay, lies, just, ooh, child. Okay, so, what else? Who else was on there hating? Marceau was hating on Melody's business acumen, but was steady coming to her looking for advice. Let's not get started on Miss Betty. Stormy's mammy came in with a gripe. Was a fan of the show, but came in and told her daughter that Melody wasn't no good. Kimmy, Kimmy, she don't want to talk about her marriage, her relationship. But she wanted to be all up in the Holtz business. And, oh, well, Martell is a good guy and he really care about that girl and all this other bullshit. Lies. Okay, so, I mean, it's a lot of people, that just played a part in this woman not being on the show. You got Carlos King. He was right there, too, with his bat hitting at the pinata, honey. Okay, like, yeah. Having this lady go through all of this as if she had not, went through enough on the show. But, he was okay with Destiny saying all of that down to that last reunion, because he never jumped in and said, okay, Destiny, okay, that's enough. This is going too far. Now, we know he would have did it for Portia Williams, honey. She on her way to being the next Kim Kardashian. His words, not mine. But that just shows you the mind state. Okay. Okay, so let's shake a bone and get the hell on. I'm going to read from the community tab. Let me find what I'm looking for. Okay, so I asked you all, do you believe the lady that unalived her McDonald's manager was bullied by the manager? And 43% of you all said yes. 57% of you all said no. And the reason why I think something really did go on is because of what the lady did was wrong, right? You shouldn't unalive somebody for something like that. You should try to, get another job, or a lot of people kept saying talk to HR, but all HRs is not created equal, okay? So, a lot of times when you do go talking to HR, you're going to see them do one or two things. So they may try to separate you guys, or hell, they could at least put it to where she didn't work on that lady's shift. A lot of people kept saying, yeah, but that lady was there for 15, 20 years. Y'all don't understand. A lot of times, and I'm not saying that this is the case with this lady, because I don't know the lady, but just because somebody has been on their job for 15, 20 years doesn't mean that they have the best of intentions. A lot of managers, they have an ego. They're very arrogant. They want to control the workers that are beneath them. Okay? They want you to bow down and acquiesce to them, kiss their ass, dismiss their bad behavior, because after all, I'm the boss. Okay? I'm the boss. This is my company. And, it wasn't the manager's company, but y'all know what I'm saying. I'm the boss. I'm in charge. I must know more than you because of my title, right? So, yeah, just because that lady was on the job for a long time, there are plenty of managers, supervisors that have been on the job for a long time that have been promoted. Okay, look at Diddy. Look at all the evil stuff he was able to do by rising, to the highest rank of position with, anything that he did, music, clothing. Then he had like his own Ciroc and, that whole thing. So, yeah, just like a person being successful that isn't synonymous with them being innocent, with them being a good person. The lady that unalived her made several videos. Several. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just two. It's several. So, a lot of people are just saying that the lady was just crazy. And yeah, she seemed a bit eccentric and, a little special. She seemed like she definitely had, some mental health issues, right? But I feel like whatever she went through or whatever happened, because there was another customer. There was a customer, I should say, that came and spoke out and said that he always heard arguing. Always. In that McDonald's. They were always arguing and fighting about something. So it kind of sounded like it was a matter of time until, something happened. You have the lady's children speaking out. Of course they're going to speak like that. That is their mother. A lot of people are good to their children, but they're evil as hell to everybody else. Okay? A lot of people are saying that, oh, well, the lady just didn't want to work. That's a possibility, because you shouldn't be on your phone at work on social media, right? That is a issue with this situation. A lot of people said that the lady just didn't want to be told what to do. And I was actually told that one time, and I was actually a really good worker. Like, they would always give me gift cards at this particular job, but I was later told, after I reported a toxic manager, this lady, I believe, was attracted to me because I always caught the bitch staring. Okay, y'all know these women are just as bad, if not as bad, as these men. They will constantly stare at you, sabotage you, But yeah, I knew what I was going through. I was being gaslit into believing that wasn't my experience. Oh, you just have an attitude problem. You just don't want nobody telling you what to do. No, I'm being treated in a way that is unfair, in a way that is disrespectful. And what happens is you have a lot of people, especially managers, they have mental health issues. They feel like they are more superior than what they are. A lot of them have low self-esteem, and they get this position and they feel like this position is what makes them. It's what makes them who they are. In my particular situation, the lady was unattractive. Okay? Picture a Miss Piggy type. I told y'all about those types at work. Okay? Fat, white, unhappy, and they see the pretty girl and they just have to, bully and harass her and make her life, a living hell. Why do people do that? Jealousy, unhappy. When they see a pretty woman, they feel like, because at this particular job, all the men always would help me, and nobody, I remember a particular time, nobody helped her, and she began, mean mugging me. But I'm like, bitch, don't get mad at me, get your stock up, okay? Don't get mad at Miss Robinson, honey. But one time, I ain't gonna lie, I had to cuss her ass the fuck out, and you could hear a pin drop, because she was told to stay away from me. And of course, she just couldn't. She just had to yell and scream. Even the co-workers, they admitted that it was wrong, but she yelled and screamed. When I tell you I cussed that bitch the fuck out, okay? Cussed her out, honey. Okay? It was a type of cuss out where it was deserved and nobody questioned what I was saying because they saw what she did. Okay? And I told her, I'll call your boss. Yeah, bitch, because you got a boss. So I'll call her. Okay? And I didn't have no problems after that bitch after that. Of course, she was still, talking shit and, doing little shit behind the scenes. But yeah, girl, don't play with me. Don't play with the queen, honey. Let me get back to you guys' comment. We got to get to Peter Thomas. We got to get to him. Let's see. Okay, so one person says, I believe she believes she was being bullied. Yeah, you know. Another person says, more info coming out about when she worked at Taco Bell. She had similar behavior and she was mentally unstable. Yeah, did y'all see that video I put up where the lady, another lady, I guess she used to work at Taco Bell with, said that, you know, she assaulted her. And I'm just like, why would McDonald's hired her? She should have had a record. She should have had a record to prevent her from getting the McDonald's job after she did what she did at Taco Bell. So I blame the system. It's like, what is y'all doing? Another person says, I believe the woman at McDonald's had problems because these young people don't want to respect their elders. Sometimes that is the case. You know, we will never know, you guys, fully because we were not there. That's number one. You know, my situation of what happened to me is what, you know, I have experienced. So I'm just trying to tell y'all about the other side. Look, the other side of the tracks, honey, where, you know, these managers, they're not these nice, innocent people. They're not. I don't know what this lady's situation is, but, yeah, it be a lot of, like, toxicity in the workplace, and people love saying, oh, people just lazy, they don't want to work. No, people don't want to go through a whole bunch of bullshit for work for a few dollars. Nobody wants to go through that. So, yeah. And there are people in the workplace that are targeted more than others. You know, like I said, you could just be different from coworkers. You could be the pretty girl. And the pretty girl at a job or just anywhere people will feel like, and I was just having this conversation where when you're pretty, people expect more from you. I think that has been the story of my life. People expect a lot from me. I could be around other people. They will not treat those other people the way they do me. It'll be a focus on me because of how I look. And if I'm in proximity to certain people, it'll be, yeah, but you should be smiling. And like I said before, these bitches are just as bad as these men. At first, I was going to blame it all on the niggas, but these bitches, they gay now, honey. For real, they are. Okay, goddamn carpet munchers. Okay? You should be so sweet. If you find yourself saying that to somebody, well, you should be a little sweeter. You should be a little nicer. You're mean. When you say that type of stuff to somebody, you're trying to control that person's personality, and that's not your place. Okay? That's not your place to try to control people. And it's, you know, a lot of people, they get excited because they are around a pretty woman. This ain't just men, because we know the men, they'll have a wife and a girlfriend, and honey, they'll still try to holler at the pretty girl, and they'll sabotage they shit. Okay? They will sabotage it and end up with you. I done seen it so many times, and try to get with you. But yeah, I've been at several jobs, you guys. Yeah, why you not smiling? Why you not talking to nobody? Why you not, goddamn, is it a crime to be quiet? Like I posted to the community tab, it really is against the law to go to work, be quiet in your neighborhood. Like, it really bothers these demonic people. And it's like, y'all need to find something to do. Okay? Please find something to do before I find it for you. Because you don't want Miss Robinson, honey. I'm one of them people. You keep fucking pushing me, I got something for your ass. I got something for that ass. Listen. Oh, I put true or false. A man calling you aggressive or masculine is a manipulation tactic. Yep. I think that's true. I think men will say that type of stuff because they are manipulative. and they want you to bow down and acquiesce and put on this feminine performance that they don't even deserve. They are not even masculine enough for that performance. You know, a woman is not motivated to perform for a man she's not attracted to. She may be attracted physically. She may fuck you, right? But she's not going to be attracted to you and take you seriously from a heart space. Okay? So a lot of times a man will call you aggressive or masculine, you know. You hear it all the time from these red pill content creators because, you know, they feel like it's their job and duty to control women, okay, and be in charge, okay? Why do you think when a man tells you to smile, that's him trying to control you? You could be coming from a funeral. You could be then just lost your mom, your dad. They don't care. You should be smiling. You pretty. You smile all the time. You should smile more often. You should go to hell. Okay? But yeah, very manipulative, very controlling. You gotta watch him. Okay, so let's get to Peter Thomas, and I'm hoping that I put this on my social medias. Let me find it, honey. When I tell you he did an interview with Nene, right? And he got the dragging Cynthia, and I'm like, why the fuck you dragging Cynthia over the whole marriage license thing? Was she responsible? So, and it's just so weird. Cynthia has been on his podcast. You know, they've made a YouTube video together. Like, they've been in each other's lives. I thought that Peter still loves Cynthia. You know, they always made a beautiful couple. But Peter, you was never good for Cynthia, fucking up her credit, and she was giving you money to keep the goddamn restaurant open. Cynthia was all stressed out before the damn wedding day. You supposed to be happy. This is supposed to be one of the biggest days of your life, but Cynthia was stressed. Cynthia had bags under her eyes. Honey, Cynthia was on the ropes. Okay, and then the mama and the sister, they was trying to protect Cynthia, right? But it's just like, you do all this shit, and it was a reminder to me, like, that's why I don't believe in doing a whole bunch of shit for a nigga. I will always have a nigga helping me. Any man that I have ever been in proximity to has helped me. That's why when these niggas get to talking all crazy, well, you know, acting like I'm their damn girlfriend and I'm here for free labor. No, ma'am. Miss Robinson is in charge. Okay, and you will help the queen. The queen always needs help, and you will help her. So, yeah, any man I deal with will be helping me in some type of way, and I will help you. You know, that's how I learned to trust you and, you know, that whole thing. But, yeah, you can do all you can for a man. I think I helped a man drive to another city to go get toys for his kids. This was some man I was dating in my early 20s. And do you know that same man won't even speak to me now? And I'm glad that we don't talk. I don't want shit to do with him. But won't even, like, he couldn't even say hi, hello. Helped the bitch cash a check a few times. Because something happened with his account or they wouldn't let him do it. Yeah, helped several times. So it just goes to show you could do all you can for a motherfucker and they will not appreciate it. They will act like you was never down. That's so not right. But they dragged Peter's ass because Peter was over there blaming Cynthia for what the mother and sister did. They the one that hid the marriage license. And even Nene was sticking up for Cynthia like, well, she got on them about it. You know, she cussed them out about that and told them that they were wrong. A couple of times, Nene had Cynthia's back during that interview with Peter. She had Cynthia's back. Y'all got to give it to her. Okay? But here go Peter. Nah, it's still on Cynthia. She need to be accountable for what they did. What about all that shit she did for you? Okay, then he got to talking about how he got sick of her family. They always wanted to film. I guess the mom and the sister. I don't believe that because they wasn't on that show like that. Now, they was on some episodes here and there, but they wasn't on like every freaking episode. And then it's her damn family. So did you want her to be isolated, to not have any friends? He talked about how Nene and Cynthia would be on the phone all the time, and that got on his damn nerves. We saw how that played out on the show. To me, it looked like he didn't want Cynthia to have anybody. He didn't want her to have, a lot of these men, they be wanting you to be isolated. They want all this control over you. They want you to give them money to keep their failing businesses open. Okay, they want you to give them ideas. And you do it, and guess what? They will act as if it was never enough. It was never good enough. Okay, and then these same people will wonder why women speak the way that they do about men. Because after you have about 3 experiences of that, it's like, yeah. And with me, I wouldn't have never gave him shit. Okay? I wouldn't have gave him all that money for Uptown. Uptown would have had to be closed. So let's see what the people got to say about ungrateful ass Peter Thomas. And honey, I got in my feelings. I was like, and the nigga wondered why he headed to jail. Still stubborn, no accountability, no responsibility. It's a mess. So one person says Peter complaining yet wasn't complaining when he was helping to spend the money. And Cynthia would actually give him some of the money she made from the show. Y'all know the guys don't get paid on the show, but she actually shared some money with him. Okay, Peter did make a big contribution, you know, like with his personality and, you know, him being a Jamaican and, you know. So Peter, he was good reality TV. Okay. And they even, him and Nene, they talked about how it was the glory days back in the day. Like the men would, you know, have an opinion and talk shit, and you don't see that now. So yeah, let's get back to this comment, guys. I'm sorry. So yeah, Peter complaining, yet wasn't complaining when he was helping to spend the money Real Housewives of Atlanta was bringing in. Plus, I think Cynthia divorced him because of the video of him being all booed up with the waitress at Bar None, please. Another person says, wasn't it the other way around? Cynthia divorced him because of cheating rumors and the restaurant messiness and being inappropriate. He got umpteen kids and talking about he accepted Noel. What the hell is that? Yeah, that... Y'all remember that limo ride between Phaedra and Dwight and Cynthia and Nene and... No, not Cynthia and Nene. Cynthia and Peter and Peter told Phaedra he had all them kids, and then Phaedra was like, my man ain't got all them kids. He a clean man. Phaedra, survey says he isn't doing all that prison time, and Apollo had a son before y'all kids. So your man wasn't all that clean either, honey. You found out, honey. Okay, even Cynthia was like, shit, the only way her man could be cleaner than mine, honey, is if he take a shower. But yeah, it was a mess. Another person says, I mean, she was giving him her money. How much backing did he need? That it just goes to show you it's the ungratefulness of it all. That's why a lot of women don't want to get married, because they don't want to be financially destroyed in the marriage. You using them, and you know, you're just acting like they are some placeholder. You know, you're not really connected to the marriage. You're connected, narcissist, you know, to what you can get, what you can exploit, what you can use. And then, as soon as you use the woman all up, and she talks about you like a dog, yes, that bitch just bitter, she just mad that she ain't like my new old lady, and child, the people is dragging, honey. They dragging you, Mr. Peter. Another person says, right, I thought she even fronted the money for him to open the business. Another person, what he said went over y'all heads. Money don't fix everything, and he paid her back. He didn't pay shit. He ain't pay them goddamn taxes, okay? It seemed like right after they got their divorce, there was some lawsuit from Cynthia to him, and he still owed her money. Like, child, Peter is all about self. Another person, the hiding the marriage certificate was the beginning to the end because her sister popped up and she wanted to live with them for 6 months without asking. Yeah, that was kind of weird with Mal. I didn't like that. Another person says, brokey, it's giving broke. Another person says, a hustler that got out hustled. Another person says, stop complaining, Patricia. Not Patricia. Another person says, you mean he found out about what her and her mom and sister did months after they filmed. She didn't tell him before they got the tape of the episode. I love me some Cynthia Bailey, but wow. I don't think it's right that he blamed her for what her mom and sister did. That's not right. Even Nene recognized that wasn't right. That's very unfair. And that woman helped you. And Cynthia is still supportive of Peter. She says she wishes him all the best. And she always says really positive things. You better be lucky. Look, you better be lucky that you was with Cynthia and you wasn't with me, Peter. Because it would be, oh, this nigga ain't shit. He was never about shit. Honey, I'll put his goddamn, honey, I will put his canceled checks, honey, all on the internet. Oh. Child, another person says all he had was pipe dreams, not pipe dreams, and under the table risky deals that didn't pan out. I wouldn't support his shady deals either. I know that's right. I know Cynthia want her damn money back. Give her money back, Pita. Okay? Lupita. That's what Nene called him. Oh, see, somebody mentioned it, you guys. Cynthia sued him for a loan he never paid. From where we was sitting, he didn't bring anything to the marriage, not a penny. The only thing he did do, I guess, for Cynthia to me was he convinced her to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, because that wasn't even in Cynthia's personality to even join a show like Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I guess we could kind of give him credit for that, and he did. He was good TV. I give Peter that. But you took advantage of your wife financially. You did. Put her in a burning house. Okay? Put her in a burning house of financial misery, honey, because, honey, Cynthia was nervous, okay? They tried to bring up her damn honeymoon. You know, you're supposed to be happy about those things. And remember, she burst out in tears. Candy looking at her like, oh, you can't go on a honeymoon. And remember, she went into debt damn near trying to get married on the show. She looked flawless, though. And her wedding gown, it wasn't traditional. She looked beautiful. The wedding ended up being really beautiful. But, yeah, like, honey, if the signs, symptoms, warnings, and red flags was not there for Cynthia and Peter to not get married, honey, they was there. And Cynthia ignored all of that for your ass. And you still, like, talking shit. Like, make it make sense. I can't, honey, with these niggas.